Physical reality is an illusion, or better yet, it is just a shadow. And being able to understand this, we can give more credit to the inner imaginal states that we produce in our imagination. When we can finally grasp the truth that physical reality is only a reflection, is only a shadow, then we can move forward in confidence in our assumptions. If we just look at it logically, everything that we see around us is a product of imagination. There is nothing that you see outside of what was already here in the universe. There's nothing that you see that is not a product of imagination. The phone that you're using to listen to this on, the computer, the car that you're in, the streets, the country, anything that you can think of is a product, is an effect of imagination. Imagination is the cause, and physical reality is the effect. It's one thing to know this logically, which I definitely am at this point now. I know it logically, but I haven't reached the point to know this on a level of spirit, knowing it spiritually, right? Knowing it spiritually, I have heard, is being the truth. Actually, I think I'm kind of making it confusing by explaining it that way. But I think what I'm trying to say is I don't know this through my own personal experience, but intellectually and logically, it just makes total sense, especially when you start to study quantum physics and look at the inner nature of what we even call physical reality. I mean, just looking at an atom, you're just baffled by the fact that a majority of what we think is an atom is actually nothing or just energy. And if I were to bring the mathematics into this, 99.9 followed by 11 more nines % of an atom is absolutely empty space or energetic frequencies that we can't pick up using our five senses. So logically, I can understand, yes, this physical reality is just reflection of the inner reality, but I haven't had my own personal experience. But if I were to make the leap, the intellectual leap of belief and assume that, you know what, this is true, what if there is something to this, and test it, what would happen? And this is one of the reasons why I enjoyed listening to Neville Goddard, because he never tried to evangelize or convert. He would always say, before you judge anything I tell you, try it and let your own evidence be the proof for yourself. So what I would encourage all of us to do is to test what we know. Don't just believe it or not believe it. Try it to the extreme. Go ahead and use your imagination and believe in that imaginal scene until it becomes an inner conviction of you. And when you're able to reproduce these imaginal scenes in your life, then it doesn't matter what book you read, who you listened to, what doctor, what mystical teacher, it doesn't matter where it came from. You have your own personal evidence. And I believe that's what we're all striving for here. I'll leave comments down below of your own experiences with manifesting things in your life. I think it's also worth noting something that Neville Goddard mentioned. When you do begin to become a conscious creator, which is my goal with this channel for myself and for my listeners, to enable us to become conscious creators. But when you become a conscious creator, Neville Goddard always mentions that the things that you manifest always happen so naturally. It always happens in the most natural way. You begin to think that maybe this would have just happened anyway. This is so common, and I challenge you to look at some of the things in your life, and if you look back, you may have already manifested many things that you've just forgotten that you intended to do. This is because I believe that everything already manifests maybe unconsciously. So when we do it consciously, we tend to think, oh, this was just a coincidence. It was just going to be natural. So let what I'm saying here be, I don't know if I would say a warning, but let it be something to look out for when you do create, when you do consciously create, that when it happens, it wasn't a coincidence. It wasn't just going to happen anyway. It only happened because you created it. And that's why I think this understanding these spiritual elements of who we are is almost like a slippery slope. If you're not prepared, if you don't have the right equipment, you can easily fall back to that unconscious state and become an unconscious creator. Our goal is to become conscious creators. And this takes work. It is going to be a journey, because to become a conscious creator, you have to have total control and mastery over your thoughts and feelings. It's really those two things: total control and mastery over thoughts and feelings. I mean, what we need to be a creator than to master those two things? So I think I've gone long enough. I started to ramble a little bit, but I'll see you tomorrow. I got a gift for you in this description. As always, if you have already picked up that free workbook, I'll leave a comment down below. Let me know how that's going for you. Or you can even send me an email at evan@grandviewsuccess.com. I'd love to hear from you. Take care, and bye-bye.